The wind howled through the trees, carrying whispers that seemed to creep into my very soul. My heart raced as I ventured deeper into the shadowy forest, each step taking me further away from the safety of the known world. The trees loomed over me like ancient sentinels, their gnarled branches reaching out like bony figures ready to snatch me away. The darkness was absolute, the moon's feeble glow barely penetrating the dense canopy above. I had heard the rumors, the tales of the shadowy forest ritual that had been passed down for generations, a forbidden rite said to grant unimaginable power to those who dare to perform it. Desperation and curiosity had driven me here, to this eerie and foreboding place, seeking answers that eluded me in the realm of the mundane. I clutched the worn parchment in my hand, its contents a mix of archaic symbols and cryptic instructions. The ritual had to be conducted at midnight, when the veil between worlds was at its thinnest. My pulse quickened as I stumbled upon a clearing bathed in an unnatural, almost sickly green light. It was as though the very air was charged with an otherworldly energy, making my skin prickle with unease. With trembling hands, I laid out the tools as instructed: a circle of salt, black candles, and a vial of my own blood. I took a deep breath, my exhale visible in the chilly night air, and began to recite the incantation. The words felt foreign and heavy on my tongue, resonating with a power far beyond my comprehension. The forest seemed to hold its breath, the very atmosphere alive with an electric tension. As the final words left my lips, a deep, guttural growl echoed through the clearing. My heart seized in my chest as I turned to see two glowing amber eyes fixated on me from the shadows. The creature emerged slowly, revealing itself to be a massive wolf with fur as dark as the abyss. Its lips curled back in a sinister smile, revealing glinting white teeth that seemed too sharp, too long. I stumbled back, my mind racing. This wasn't how the ritual was supposed to go. I had expected power, not a monstrous visitor. The wolf circled me, its footsteps eerily silent despite its size. It spoke, its voice a low, gravelly rasp that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere simultaneously. "Human, you dare trespass in my domain and call upon forces you cannot comprehend," the wolf's voice rumbled. "The price for such recklessness is steep." Fear surged through me like a tidal wave, but I refused to show weakness. "I sought power," I stammered, my voice quivering but defiant. "I sought to gain an edge in the world that constantly beats me down." The wolf's laughter was a chilling symphony that seemed to resonate with my bones. "Power is a double-edged sword, young one. It can consume as easily as it can elevate. You were not prepared for what you have unleashed." I watched in horror as the wolf's form began to shift, contorting and elongating until it stood on two legs, its body covered in tattoos, ropes that seemed to meld with the darkness itself. Its face was a grotesque mask of swirling shadows, and its eyes, those amber eyes, still glowed with an insatiable hunger. "You have called upon the Shadow Binder," it hissed, its voice now a cacophony of whispers. "A being that binds lost soul to its service, granting power in exchange for eternal servitude." Panic surged within me, threatening to overwhelm reason. "No, this isn't what I wanted," I cried, desperation clawing at my throat. The Shadowbinder advanced, its steps slow and deliberate. "You have awoken forces that cannot be pacified, human. Your fate is sealed." With every ounce of willpower, I turned and fled, crashing through the underbrush as branches tore at my skin and thorns scraped my flesh. Behind me, the forest seemed to come alive with malevolent energy, a chorus of sinister whispers and hollow laughter following in my wake. I stumbled into the moonlit clearing from which I had started, my breath ragged and my heart pounding like a war drum. The parchment lay discarded on the ground, a cruel reminder of my folly. As I glanced back at the forest's edge, I could still feel the shadow binder's presence lurking, waiting. The forest had taught me a harsh lesson that night, that some doors should never be opened, that some knowledge should remain buried. As the first light of dawn painted the sky, I vowed to warn others of the dangers that lay hidden in the depths of the shadowy woods. The stories were true, and I had become a living testament to their horror. And so, I share my tale, a cautionary whisper in the wind, to those who would seek power beyond their understanding. For in the heart of the shadowy forest, the ritual awaits, but its price is far greater than any mortal should ever be willing to pay.